This is the Instant Pot Pro 8-quart, a matte black stainless steel multi-cooker with a clean, modern profile, a big, bright display, and a beefy inner pot with silicone handles. From my experience, the look matches the feel. Sturdy, a bit hefty at about 16 pounds, and clearly designed to live on the counter rather than be tucked away after every meal.
Key features that stood out to me start with the inner pot. It's 18/8 stainless steel with a thick, flat aluminum base, so it spreads heat more evenly for sauteing and browning. And it doesn't spin while you stir thanks to those silicone-coated handles that lock into the base. I could lift the pot easily, move it to the stovetop if I want, and it's oven-safe up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. That versatility changes my workflow because I can sear on the stove, pressure cook in the base, and even finish in the oven without switching cookware. The 8-quart capacity is generous for batch cooking. It fits a whole chicken, big roasts, and family-sized chili without feeling cramped. The 1400-watt heater gets the pot moving quickly, and the machine has an auto-sealing lid plus a redesigned steam release with a diffuser that tames the harsh blast you might know from older models. There's a turn and press dial that makes setting time and temperature simple, a progress bar for preheat and cook phases, and 5 favorite slots so I can save my most used settings. There's also an app with a large library of recipes, which is handy when I need inspiration or timing guidance.
In my opinion, the Pro is at its best when used as a pressure cooker and sauté pan. Pressure cooking is just cooking in a sealed pot that raises the boiling point of water, so food cooks faster and becomes tender more quickly. The Pro nails that. Tough cuts turn soft without babysitting. Dried beans go from pantry to plate way faster than on the stovetop, and stocks, stews, and soups develop that slow-cooked richness in a fraction of the time. The even, flat base gives noticeably better browning than thinner inner pots I've used, which pays off in flavor. I like that the display shows where I am in the cycle. I don't have to guess whether it's still preheating or actively cooking. The steam release switch is calmer and less startling, and the auto seal means fewer steps to remember when I'm in a rush.
From my experience, there's a learning curve if you've never pressure cooked before. I needed a couple of runs to get comfortable with how long it takes to come to pressure and how carryover heat affects doneness. Once I learned that liquids foam more under pressure and that a little oil or butter helps rice release cleanly from stainless steel, I felt confident. The water test the manual suggests is worth doing. It's a no-stress way to learn the sounds and timing, and also to confirm your unit is behaving as expected. Where the Pro stumbles is in the modes that don't play to its strengths. Slow cooking is meant to be gentle, all-around heat over several hours. Traditional slow cookers use a ceramic crock heated from the sides and bottom. The Pro heats primarily from the bottom, so thick sauces or dense roasts can scorch underneath unless I use more liquid than I'd prefer. Food still gets tender, but the flavor and texture don't match what I get from a dedicated slow cooker. Sous vide is cooking sealed food in a water bath and a precise temperature for very consistent doneness. Dedicated circulators continuously move the water and hold the set temperature tightly. The Pro has no pump to circulate water, and in my testing, the temperature drifted by roughly half a degree to a couple of degrees Fahrenheit and took a long time to reach target. I ended up preheating water in a kettle and pouring it in to save time, and results were still less consistent than with a wand. If sous vide or slow cooking is your primary goal, this won't replace a dedicated device.
Real meals are where this machine earns its spot. I've built deep-flavored chili by browning directly in the pot, then pressure cooking with beans and tomatoes until everything marries together. Large batches of chicken stock come out rich and clear. A whole chicken with aromatics stays juicy, and the 8-quart space means I'm not stacking ingredients awkwardly. Rice and grains are painless with the right liquid ratios, and the keep warm mode holds food safely when schedules shift. Cleanup is straightforward. The stainless pot and lid go in the dishwasher, though I use a small brush around the lid's gasket and locking parts to get into tight spots.
Ergonomically, those silicone handles on the inner pot are a big safety improvement. I can lift a full hot pot with confidence. The housing feels solid, and the matte finish looks premium and hides fingerprints better than glossy metal. One nitpick, when I slide the lid into the side holder, the edge can catch the metal rim of the base, which risks scuffs over time. It's a minor design tolerance thing, but it's there. Noise-wise, steam release is still audible, just not the explosive burst older units had. The size is a commitment. At roughly 14 inches in each direction and close to 16 pounds, I gave it a permanent spot on the counter instead of hauling it in and out of a cabinet.
I've seen reports of cosmetic issues out of the box, like scratches, and a few cases of early failures, such as buttons not responding or saute mode cutting out. Mine has been solid, but I always recommend running that initial water test and putting it through a few uses while return windows and warranty coverage are active, just in case.
It's perfect for people who want fast, consistent pressure cooking with better searing than earlier models, and for anyone who batch cooks or meal preps for families or the week ahead. In my opinion, the Pro's inner pot design, interface, and steam release are meaningful quality of life improvements that I notice every single time I use it. I'd recommend this for home cooks who pressure cook multiple times a week, folks upgrading from an older Instant Pot, and anyone who values a large capacity, sturdy build, and a clear, simple control scheme. If your plan is to replace a standalone slow cooker or a true sous vide circulator, temper expectations. The Pro can do those modes, but the results don't match dedicated tools because of how heat is delivered and how water circulation works. Key features I rely on most are the stovetop safe, oven-safe inner pot with locking handles, the large LCD with a progress bar and dial controls, the gentler steam release with auto seal, the 5 favorite presets, and the 8-quart capacity paired with a 1400-watt heater. The app's recipe library is a bonus when I need ideas or timing references. In conclusion, this is a superb pressure cooker and sauté machine wrapped in a sleek matte black package. It cooks fast, it browns well, it's easy to use once you learn the basics, and it cleans up easily. It's less convincing as a slow cooker or sous vide tool, and it's big, so plan space accordingly. From my experience, the strengths far outweigh the quirks if pressure cooking is what you actually want to do most days. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Instant Pot Pro. Thank you for watching.